So many people are now using AI art generation tools, crafting prompts, and figuring out the best tool to get the results they need or want. With tools like Midjourney providing easy access to create art with AI, an interesting discussion came up with my wife. At what point is the art created something you can say is your own? Welcome back to Future Unfolded. Today we're going to talk about AI art ownership. There are so many interesting points of view here, and I think we as a society are going to have to figure this out soon, as it won't be just art that we have to come up with a system to manage copyright and ownership for. In general, there's this idea of transformative use, or fair use, where an artist takes something, changes it, and they change it enough, whatever enough ends up being, then the work is considered something new and isn't just a ripoff of something the original copyright holder created. This is a very murky system, and one that is difficult to draw a hard and fast set of rules and laws around. An interesting case of this was Andy Warhol's Prince series, where Andy Warhol took Lynn Goldsmith's photo of Prince and then recolored them. There's been a long-standing legal back and forth on if this outcome was fair use or not. Did it stray far enough from Lynn Goldsmith's photo? You could argue that with a human involved, and potentially negatively impacted by Andy Warhol's work, that this isn't fair use. But what about with an AI? Right now, there are people promoting or selling AI-generated artwork as their own. Recently, Jason Allen entered an artwork in a state art competition and won first prize with a piece that was generated by Midjourney. The art community is certainly up in arms over the whole thing, as they don't feel it's right or fair. James has defended himself, saying that he did list the AI tool as a collaborator in his entry, saying that the piece was from him via Midjourney. But the judges don't know what that meant. He also said he didn't run afoul of the rules, as the category he was part of was looking for works that had an artistic practice that uses digital technology as part of the creative or presentation process. Would he have won if the judges knew he used an AI art tool to create the art? Probably not. Another real-world issue like this is the copyright status of a series of images that David Slater believed to be his own. Known as the monkey selfie copyright dispute, a black ape took a photo of itself using Slater's equipment. He believed that the image should be copyright to him, but the US Copyright Office stated that works created by a non-human are not copyrightable. So do we have to understand creation to determine copyright? Since the AIs aren't creating these works without intervention from humans' creativity, are they part created by human? We are quickly approaching a time where AI-generated creative content will exist everywhere, not just in art, but in music, writing, and even videos. How will we determine when something is transformative or unique enough to say that the person that came up with the concept, worked with the AI as a tool, and created a piece of creative output is owned by the instigator and not by the AI? Maybe some of the determination of value comes from the human effort put in, and proof of process becomes the new value token for creative works. Pictures of the artist at various stages in the process could be attached to a canvas print as almost a secondary certificate of authenticity, proving the effort and skill that was used to create the artwork. Without such a proof, maybe the artwork value would have to come down. Of course, valuing art has always been very subjective, so it's difficult to know how this will all play out. I know for myself, I'd want to know if an AI created the artwork I was interested in purchasing, but I don't know how that would shift the value proposition for me. After having played with AI tools, I also see their current limitations. I have spent more than an hour sometimes crafting a prompt for Midjourney in hopes of tweaking an outcome, going through dozens of iterations with the tool, and working with different upscaling engines to hopefully be provided with an output that I desire. It's not currently as simple as many people might think. Interestingly enough, there is actually a whole new market of people selling AI prompts specific to the AI you want to generate the art in. Want to know exactly how to get Midjourney to generate a fabric crest? Well, on PromptBase for $1.29, you can buy the prompt that this person came up with to hopefully generate similar results. My wife recently started getting into Midjourney and using it to express some ideas that she's had for art. The software spat out a bunch of variations, none of which completely met her needs. Most of the time due to issues with faces, hands, and legs in the human form, not being represented very well. She then took these outputs and worked on her tablet to splice together different various elements from the images, sometimes even custom drawing different things such as a whole new face. At what point does this effort transform from AI generated to something she can feel proud that she created? For some, that might be at the point in which she submitted the prompt to Midjourney. She had to come up with the idea and iterate through different executions, adjusting her prompt, selecting the right aspect ratio, and more. Without her input, Midjourney wouldn't have likely ever created these specific images. For some people, they might feel like it became hers when she brought together the multiple elements and customized the image to fully suit her needs. But if I purchased an image from an artist of a woman with blonde hair and changed the hair color to red, I think we'd all agree that it isn't truly transformative, and thus I can't run around saying, "Look at my great artwork." This is going to be a long and blurry area, and as AI tools get better, smarter, and faster, we will have to figure out the legal and societal rules for these creations, and how they are and aren't allowed to be used and profited from. Would you put value in AI-generated art? If you subjectively thought it was beautiful and desirable, would you pay to have it? What amount of transformation would make you feel like it was the artist that took over and executed on the artwork versus the AI? If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and have a great day.